YouTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to the Owlery. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I already did a video of my favorite books so far in 2016 and I will link that down below. I also did a blog post of my statistics and stuff. I didn't feel like making a video out of it because I just didn't think there was enough content there. But if you're interested, you can always go and in the description and check it out there. But I really like this tag. I feel like it gives a good overview of what you've read and what your favorites and not so favorites are. So let's go ahead and get started. The first question is, what is your favorite book so far? And that is, for me, A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's really close between this and Tiger Lily. They were both just so freaking fantastic, but I think I liked A Court of Thorns and Roses just a tad bit more. This is about a girl named Feyre who kills a fairy and she has to live in the fairy world for the rest of her life, basically, to kind of pay for that life that she's taken. And it is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's just so good. It has some adult content in it, which I really appreciate. I like having that adult content in young adult, new adult books. It's kind of refreshing because usually adult content like that is kind of glossed over, not even really sure if it happened or not, but it was really good. It was very well done and still tasteful. It wasn't like raunchy or overly sexualized or anything like that. It was just done very well. I love the writing style, I love the story, I love the characters. I cannot wait to read A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm hopefully going to get to that in the next couple of weeks. What is your favorite sequel of 2016? Mine would have to be Stars Above by Marissa Meyer or The White Rose by Amy Ewing. This is not a direct sequel, second book of a series, but when I hear sequel, I hear any continuation of a first book in a series. So for me, this counts, but they were both so good. Stars Above, we got a, amazing ending. It rounded out the series so well. We got the, winter ended the series, but Stars Above gave you that little bit of happily ever after for the characters that we needed. It was just amazing. And The White Rose is the second book in the Lone City series by Amy Ewing. The first one is called The Jewel, and this follows a girl who, in this world, they are, the lower class girls are basically used as, surrogates for the upper class women to have children, and so it's a dystopian, but it reads kind of contemporary and very fast paced. Loved both of these. I just don't think I could pick between the two. The next question is, which 2016 releases have you not read yet but you need to? And at the beginning of every year I do a 2016 anticipated releases video talking about all the books that I want to read, and of the books that have been released already, I have not read 3 of them. The first one is First Life by Gina Showalter. This is about a society where you live your first life and then you get to choose the afterlife or second life that you get to go to, and kind of the two afterlives are warring against one another, and there's certain reasons why you want to pick one afterlife rather than the other. And so this looks really good. I've been highly anticipating this. I need to get to it very soon. The next one was Black Hearts by Nicole Casterman, and this is a Blackbeard retelling. I have lost interest in this. So if you guys have read this and enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments below why I should read it. And the last one that I haven't read yet is Alight by Scott Siegler. This is the sequel to Alive, and Alive is a science fiction young adult novel, and basically our main character wakes up in a room full of coffins, and she starts opening the coffins, and some of the people in the coffins are alive and some of them are dead, and they're kind of trying to figure out, they don't have any memories of who they are or where they grew up or how they got there or anything, and so they're just trying to figure it out. And this was so good. I cannot wait to read Alight, and I don't know why I haven't yet. Your most anticipated release for the rest of the year, Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I've probably said this 500 times in videos all year, but I just can't wait for this book. The biggest surprise, I have 2 again. I just can't choose one book ever. The first one is The Jewel by Amy Ewing. I read this on a whim. I had it checked out from the library, and I just checked it out because it was a hyped read that people were talking about, but they were talking about it a year ago, not really, at the beginning of this year when I read it, and I just didn't know what to read, so I just picked that one out of my library checkout stack that I always have, and it was freaking phenomenal. One of my favorite books of 2016 so far. 5 out of 5 stars. I love it. I said earlier in the beginning what the book was about, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but just so good, and I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. The other one is The Looking Glass Wars, and I can't remember the guy's name. crud. But I've read previous Alice in Wonderland retellings and I was disappointed, and so I just had really low expectations for this, but it ended up being amazing. Exactly what I've been wanting out of an Alice in Wonderland retelling since I started reading retellings, and it's just so good. If you are a fan of retellings or Alice in Wonderland, this is the best retelling that you're going to find. The biggest disappointment of the year was definitely I Darken by Kirsten White. I'm not sure if I was just slumping or if I'm not, because I think back on my reading of this book and I'm like, I should have loved it, but I just didn't. I don't know why. I just feel like the main character was just, I don't even know. I just didn't like it. I think I gave this like a 2 out of 5 stars, and I was expecting it to be one of my favorites of this year. This is a gender swap retelling of Vlad the Impaler, where Vlad the Impaler is a girl, and it even sounds awesome and amazing, and I just didn't like it, and I don't know why. And the second book, there's going to be a sequel for this, and it comes out next year, so I think I'm going to reread I Darken and then read the sequel when it comes out. Because I think if I read it again, I might enjoy it more, but I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. I really, really wanted to. Favorite new to you author? That for me is going to have to be Tahereh Mafi. I read Shatter Me for the first time this year, and also another very surprising book that I was expecting to like but not love. And Tahereh Mafi's writing style is just superb. I love the way that she gets the plot across and explains characters and her characterization, and just all of the things. Tahereh Mafi is an amazing writer. I mean, if you don't like the plot of her stories, that's fine, but you have to admit that she has amazing writing style, like just so good. And to top it all off, make it even better, I liked the characters and the plot too. Your newest fictional crush for me, that's going to be Tamlin from A Court of Thorns and Roses. Everyone has read A Court of Mist and Fury this year but me, and everyone's like, oh, Rhysand, and he's one of those characters that did a bad thing, and I don't know how he can recover from this. So I really need to read A Court of Mist and Fury to see why everyone's freaking out about Rhysand, or however you say his name, but right now it's all about Tamlin. A book that made you cry. I have several. The most recent one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. In the beginning, and I think it says this on the back of the book, yeah, it says his wife is taken. So basically, the government kills his wife, and it's illegal for his people to bury their dead for some reason, and if you bury your dead, if you take the body to bury it, you basically get killed as well. But I won't give any spoilers away to what happens next, but he buries his wife, and it's just the saddest thing. I just bawled my eyes out, like tears, ugly tears, because the way that he talks about his wife in the first, 20, 30 pages when she is still alive is just so beautiful and pulls at your heartstrings, and then when he has to bury her, it is just... I literally finished reading this last night, so it's very fresh, very new. If I keep talking, I'm gonna cry. This Is Where It Ends is about a school shooting, and of course, because it's about a school shooting, people die, and it only takes place over the course of like an hour during this school shooting. And when I first read it, I didn't think I was gonna be able to get attached to the characters in such a small amount of time, but you really, really do, and I cried like 5 times in the span of this very short novel. I think it's like 200 and something pages. It's very short and extremely heart-wrenching. And I won't give anything away, but The Name of the Wind made me cry too. If you guys have read it, you know the part that I'm talking about. A book that made me happy, The Crown by Kira Cass. Anything by Kira Cass makes me just smile the whole way through. The biggest stuff could be going on, and it's bad stuff, and the world is falling apart basically for these characters, but it just makes me so happy because it's like a train wreck. You can't stop watching, and it's so bad, it's good. The most beautiful book that you bought this year? A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is just gorgeous. Books you need to read by the end of the year. Basically everything. I need to read, I have it here, Legacy of Kings, so that I can read the sequel, which I can't remember the name of right now. I need to read the entire Mortal Instruments series because I need to get to Lady Midnight by the end of the year, which is a super secret project that I can't tell you guys about, but we will be announcing it in October. So if you guys are, you want to know what the super secret is, subscribe. So you'll get a notification in October when we announce the super secret project. But anyway, I need to read all of my 2015 releases that I skipped over. I need to read the 2016 releases that I'm excited for. I just need to read all of the books, and there's not enough time in the day. And my favorite question of this whole thing, and the last question, is, are your new favorite YouTubers? So I have 3. The first one is Adrian and Dalton over at Stripped Cover Lit. These guys are freaking hilarious, okay? They make videos about mostly classic literature and philosophy and poetry and stuff like that. Well, maybe not philosophy as much. I think they want to do philosophy. But anyway, and Adrian has never read or watched Harry Potter. So they started a series where every week they read 3 chapters of the Harry Potter series. They are currently on Prisoner of Azkaban, but the fact that Adrian, a grown man who has never read Harry Potter, and he has like a master's degree in English literature, and so like him tearing apart your favorite childhood novel is something that you would never expect to love, but it's freaking hilarious, and I love these guys so much. They're so nice, and they make amazing content. They just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and they deserve every single one of them. These people are so good. Please subscribe to Stripped Cover Lit. The next one is Ben over at The Reading Reject, and he makes really great content. I love the way that he does his book hauls, and he speaks so clearly, and his bookshelf is gorgeous, and I love his content so much. And last but not least is Lala over at Books and Lala. I love Lala because she has just very clear, concise book reviews, and she does a lot of them, which you don't see on BookTube as much. At the end of every month, she does a book and book to movie adaptation news, where she just talks about, what's getting a sequel, what titles have been announced, what covers have been announced, and then obviously movie and TV adaptation news and a bunch of other things. And those videos are just so informative. I love learning about all the news that's happened in the last month from her, because she just does a great job getting all the information and putting it into a short 5-minute video so that you don't have to do all of the work yourself. And she's just super organized and so sweet, and definitely my favorite booktuber right now at the moment. Alright guys, so that is it for my mid-year book freakout tag. I forgot what this was called for a second. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!